In the age of misinformation, 51st staters are spreading like the measles at a truck rally. They're getting dumber by the day, and now they're funded by dark money. Yet, somehow, through the shitstorm, a hero has risen. You saw the thumbnail. You know we're talking about Charlie Angus. Author, journalist, musician, politician, but let's call him what he really is. A goddamn national treasure.
It's getting worse every day.
So Charlie Angus is launching the Meidas Canada network. I couldn't be happier because I've been watching this guy for a while. We've been thinking he needs a bigger platform.
This is what makes Canada a light in this new dark age of gangster regimes.
He's an interesting guy. He was born in Northern Ontario and raised in Scarborough. He's what we would call a real Renaissance man. He's an author, a journalist, a musician.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
And now retired politician. He was a member of parliament.
Speaker, well, once again, the unelected, non-accountable Senate shows breathtaking audacity in its willingness to burn through taxpayers' dollars.
And through it all, he's stayed true to who he really is at his core, a punk rocker.
I love the fact that Charlie Angus looks for bullies and he picks on them and he's mean and he plays their own game against them. He hits below the belt.
Same Western civilization that elects a convicted felon, a sexual predator.
Because he knows that's the only way to get through to these people.
Yeah, and through to their cultists. I wouldn't be surprised if Gavin Newsom and his communications team, if they've been taking notes from Charlie when they've been trying to fight Trump.
I think everybody's taking notes from Charlie.
You're just a thug.
He's always stood for something bigger than himself.
And we've got a bunch of clips we're going to watch that prove that. One of them is my all-time favorite. It's recent. He's outside Ottawa protesting, and these Russian fascist trolls, probably paid, show up and try to intimidate the protesters, and you're going to love the way Charlie handles that situation.
Side here supporting Putin, you fucking troll.
We're also going to hear what he had to say about Gretzky during that Four Nations scandal. We made a video about that. We'll make it the suggested video at the end of this if you want to check it out.
And finally, we have a throwback to Chuck, as he went by back then, in the Ontario punk scene in the 1980s. And you guys will see that Charlie has always been Charlie. You could see it back then.
I mean, that's not just pissing on the wind, that's pissing on yourself.
Please do us a huge favor. We're trying to grow this channel. Give this video a like, a subscribe, hit the all notifications bell. It really helps us a lot.
Or just leave a hate remark in the comments. That helps too. Let's finally get to my all-time favorite Charlie Angus clip. It's inspirational.
Yeah, you stand outside the Russian embassy and repeat Putin's talking points. Fuck off, Putin troll.
You and your party, actually, Peter Julian called me an extremist in the House of Commons.
Yeah, you are.
My watermark is extremist. Without
you are an extremist.
How so? Can you provide any evidence?
Yeah, you're standing outside here supporting Putin, you fucking troll.
Let me ask you this. Do you support Ukraine going into...
Yeah, I support Ukraine. I support Ukraine. I support Ukraine. Who supports Ukraine? We all support Ukraine. Who supports Putin fascists? You're a Putin fascist. Blah, 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 blah. Fascist. Fascist, 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 Putin troll, Putin troll, Putin troll. I support Ukraine any day of the week. I support Ukraine, and you're a fascist. Yeah, we support Ukraine because you're a fascist. You're a fascist, yeah. Yeah, you support Putin, yeah. Yeah. We support Ukraine any day of the week. So you can go fuck off, you fascist. You Putin troll, Putin troll, Putin troll. Yeah. Yeah.
We love Charlie.
Yeah.
We love Charlie.
Yeah.
This guy attacks bullies.
Is Donald Trump loyal to the people of the United States who elected him or to Vladimir Putin?
We need more of that.
Yeah, that was a really tense situation for such a short clip. Like my heart was just racing.
Putin troll, I support Ukraine.
What we really love about Charlie is he's been very active in his political career. He's a huge supporter of Indigenous rights, and he's very outspoken about the suffering in Ukraine and Gaza.
And he's really made a name for himself in the past year for being so vocal and speaking up against Donald Trump. Charlie's been calling Trump what he is, a gangster, a convicted felon, a sexual predator, and even Putin's sock puppet.
And I just want to say this, he was doing all that before Gavin Newsom.
Yes.
Charlie did it first. He started this. And that brings us to our next clip.
Yes.
We're going to take a look at how Charlie feels about Wayne Gretzky, the Great One. We at Worse Every Day hate Gretzky. Curious to know if Charlie feels the same way.
My message to Wayne Gretzky is simple. You know, if you feel like Canadians are being mean to you, then speak up. Otherwise, you're a traitor. Donald Trump was positioning Wayne Gretzky to be a puppet, a candidate in his 51st state. Wayne Gretzky needs to stand up and say, I reject everything Donald Trump's saying about Canada. I am a proud Canadian. I haven't heard that. I just heard he's whiny. And by the way, I'm not buying any of his crappy Wayne Gretzky wine, like as if Wayne Gretzky knows anything about wine. And
I love he's always going to end it on a zinger.
Yeah. Wow.
How quickly we forget. There has been so much insanity since Trump came back into office that it's like I already forgot that, like, oh yeah, he was talking about how Wayne Gretzky could have been Prime Minister of Canada instead of Justin Trudeau. And he had this like big 51st state plan.
I said, Wayne, why don't you run for Prime Minister of Canada, soon to be known as the Governor of Canada? You would win easily. You wouldn't even have to campaign. Trump writing that Gretzky has no interest in this, but I think the people of Canada should start a draft Wayne Gretzky movement. It would be so much fun to watch.
It just proves how dumb this guy is. He lives in like TV land. He heard that people call Wayne Gretzky the Great One. He's like, Canadians call him the Great One. I'll make him their leader. They'll love it. They'll get in line. Nope. Sorry, buddy. And so anyway, that brings us to our last clip. We're going to take a look at Charlie Angus in the 80s, back when he went by Chuck.
Yeah, this clip we're going to share, it really shows you the convictions that Charlie Angus has today. They've been around for a good solid 4 decades.
The question always comes up, you know, why do you guys write songs about apartheid? Why do you guys write about this? Why do you write about that? Well, I mean, people also sometimes think that it's this really calculated thing. We sit down and try and figure out what an issue is, but I mean, I don't know. We write how we see things, and I don't really think it's political so much as just how we see ourselves in the community. I think that having some kind of laissez-faire attitude that, well, things are bad and you're not going to change them, I mean, that's not just pissing on the wind, that's pissing on yourself, because, I mean, you don't even try to work to make things better.
Even back then, Charlie was trying to make things better.
Exactly. And what was so fascinating at the beginning of this video, his band member was talking about how they had an opportunity to open for, at that time, the Dead Kennedys, which was huge for them. And as they're opening at this show, they see all these guys in the front row wearing swastikas on their jackets. And so they ended up saying something like, that's not cool, whatever, like we don't support having swastikas at our shows. So what did these guys do? They actually started hucking beer bottles at them, spitting on them.
Typical fascists, man.
The Dead Kennedys came up and said the same thing. Hey guys, like we don't appreciate that. That's not welcome here. And then the whole crowd turned and started cheering and like was on board. And so they were talking about all like what a big moment.
Were like, you know what? You're right. Let me just take this
get rid
off.
Of that.
Didn't need it.
Learned my lesson.
My bad.
This guy has been fucking up to this for over 40 years. He's been standing up for what he believes in. They
were writing about the goddamn apartheid in their punk music in the 80s. Like these guys clearly cared about stuff like that. So Charlie is just being Charlie. As far as we're concerned, he's a genuine guy. He's always cared about these human rights issues.
So my message right now from Kitty Vitty is twofold. To Donald Trump, you will never, ever, take this land. This land belongs to people who are proud and free.
All right, guys, we could talk about Charlie all day. There's a million videos of him online. Go binge Charlie Angus content. We're trying to keep these videos a bit shorter so we can pump more out.
And people actually watch them.
Yeah, nobody watches to the end. No one's watching right now.
Thank you if you are.
If you are, we hope you've liked, subscribed, and leave a comment.
Yes.
And if you don't like the video, tell us you hate us.
Yeah, we don't mind.
We don't mind. We enjoy arguing with people in the comment section. But yeah, that's it for this episode. We have more coming.
See you guys.
Bye.